Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coyer Field here on the campus of Buffalo State University for this UPSL matchup here on this young season between Chantilly Forever FC and Syracuse FC. I am Tanner Saunders. I'll be your play-by-play voice this afternoon. Joining me on color is Paul Catrona. And Paul, we'll start out with the Syracuse. I know you've seen them a couple times, so what can we expect to see out of them?
Well, I'm much more familiar with Chantilly, but from Syracuse, we know that they're 1-0. The season's young. Last year was they were a mediocre, average type of a team, and Chantilly fought, had a tough season, fought at the end, came on strong. So today, really, beginning of the season, I think you're going to see both teams try a couple different formations, try to get that ball up into the danger zone, and just get a quick goal.
On the season, Chantilly 0 for 2. They lost the season opener to FC Berlin 3-0 on Wednesday, May 1st, right here at Coyer Field, and then they lost their second game of the season to the Kilimanjaro Bandits FC 3-1. Meanwhile, looking at Syracuse, they come into this game with a 1-0 record, and their only game of the season 10 days ago, they opened the season up with a win 2-0. The goal scorers in that game, Owen Chaney and Aiden Day, and now both teams just about ready to get things underway here on a chilly March afternoon here in Buffalo. Is some overcast and has been some sprinkles throughout the day, but we're hoping the rain can hold off here for this one.
It looks like Chantilly's coming out in formation like last year, a 3-5-2. They really, really like to push that ball up. Try to get it up to the forwards, and try to get some quick strikes that way.
Ball at center field here on the Bengal logo, and we are underway here in this one, as this one's going to be sent in deep here now, going out of bounds along the near side of the field. Would be a throw in for Samuel Naruka, number 17. He throws this one in now towards center field. This one knocked back towards midfield and taken by Syracuse. Now the centering pass and finds its target. Now sent in towards the goal here, and the keeper comes out to play that one.
And a player we do want to look for or keep an eye on is number 10. Brandon Peterson. I remember him last year. Very skilled, likes to play it wide. As you just saw, receive the ball, put a good through ball through. He's a very, very dangerous player.
We'll keep an eye on him, but right now goes with Chantilly. This is Samuel Naruka again on the throw in. Looking now. Feeds this one in, finds his man, gives it right back to Naruka now. Knocked back out of bounds here along the near sideline. It'll be another throw in for Samuel Naruka. He lofts this one in the direction of Asdrin Ibrahimi there, number 11 for Chantilly.
And I think he's called on the offside.
So now Syracuse will boot this one in from along the near side. And able to maintain possession. Now here's Patterson. That one is poked away from him. And now fighting for it along the near side. This one sent up ahead. And now Syracuse able to take it right back. Trying to feed it up to Brandon Patterson there, number 10, as we just mentioned. That one out of bounds. Naruka the throw in. Gets it right back. Now this one played in towards the center of the field. Up ahead. And Chantilly able to maintain possession here. Now fed in towards the middle. That centering pass, nobody there. Now the keeper will just come out and sprawl on that one and bring that play to a stop. And he sends this one back into play toward the center of the field. There's a header there by Patterson. Now this one sent over toward the far side midfield. Now Syracuse working it up the field on the attack here. It's being held at center field there. Now this one sent up ahead to the Chantilly defense. Now the keeper will boot that one out of bounds over on the far side of the field. So we're just underway in this one. About 3 minutes elapsed so far in this contest. And this one fed in, couple headers in succession there. Now fighting for it along the far side, trying to keep it in there is Syracuse, able to do so. Now working it back toward the near side of the field. This one fed over looking for Patterson, and now Patterson racing towards the corner for it. That one is knocked out of bounds. Looked like last touch by Chantilly there.
And as we already see some patterns developing where Syracuse wants to keep the ball out wide, trying to find open space in the middle, but they get it down low wide. They have some tall strikers up front, trying to get the ball in the air, perhaps just a really nice pass and try to get that ball on goal.
Here's the throw in, and that one goes out of bounds. I believe it was off the head there of number 5, Olu Akinwumi for Chantilly.
And as you saw Chantilly early, they like to get that ball in the middle earlier up the field and then try to pass it up with some through balls to their forwards.
Here's the corner kick attempt. First one for either team there, and goes off the head of a Chantilly player. Now going to go out of bounds there.
I was thinking on the corner, just a little bit too much muscle into that ball. The wind is actually, that ball was going into the wind. I think the strike was just a little bit too strong, trying to think the wind was going to kind of drop it down or cut it down, and it really traveled quite a distance.
Chantilly on the attack here. This one fed up towards midfield. Now taken by Chantilly. Drop back there by Madame Idola, number 9. Now being handled there by Olu Akinwumi, number 5. He dishes it across, and they'll slow down here, take their time. That's Adrian Petrella. Now back to Akinwumi. And he'll send this one up ahead. Nice pass there, finds Naruka, and now he's got some space to work with, dishing across, and that one is taken away, but it's short-lived. Now this one going to be fired through the goalpost and out of bounds.
And once again, we see how Chantilly really likes to try to get that ball in the offensive zone in the middle, try to through pass. If that wasn't there, that was a little ambitious on that kick, but it'll do one of two things. It'll help Chantilly make space underneath because they can't allow a player to take a shot from that angle at that distance.
There's a feed looking for Emmanuel Caplage there, number 19. That one goes out of bounds.
And as you see those defensemen move up, that's where they can also put the ball in through pass.
Naruka gets it in there to number 9, Basit Madamidola.
And Madamidola, a big man, really good feet, both feet. I remember him from last year, very aggressive. Difficult player to play against.
There's the long kick in, goes off the head of Patterson. And now Syracuse trying to come up with it. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds, result in a throw in for not Akinwumi, but Samuel Naruka.
And I love the fact Chantilly just picks the ball up. Doesn't really matter which way the officials are pointing. They're ready to go, and they're going to see if they can get away with it.
Now this one put back into play there and kicked off of Emmanuel Caplage there and out of bounds. Here's the throw in for Riley Lalonde, number 24. And now Syracuse has it. This one fed up ahead. Nobody home there. It's taken back by Chantilly, but then sent back up to Patterson there, and he turns on the Jets, able to chase that one down, and then it's knocked out of, kept in by Naruka there, and he feeds it ahead, and now back comes Chantilly on the attack. This one dropped back. Now going across the field, and couldn't hook up with his man there, trying to find Mohamed Shamki there on the long outlet pass. And that one goes out of bounds. So now throw-in coming on the far side, able to get it in. Now drop back in front of the bench there. And sent back to the defense. Adrian Petrella now has it. He's going to send it over to Olu Akinwumi. And Olu taking his time now, going to put the Jets on and fire that one up ahead. And that's taken away from Matamidola there. Now this one fired up ahead and knocked back towards midfield. Now here comes Syracuse. This one chipped right up ahead there and couldn't connect with his teammate. Now it's taken back by Israel Perrine. Working with it along the far side is Chantilly. Back to Perrine. He sends it over to the far sideline. Now back to the defense. This one sent back to the keeper, Braden Flores. First time saying his name. Now Flores chips it up to Olu Akinwumi. Over to Samuel Naruka. Naruka, nice move there to evade Patterson. Now trying to chip this one up ahead. Ball deflects right back to him, and he sends this one up ahead now. Kicked back in the direction of Akinwumi and Flores here by Syracuse. Olu Akinwumi sends it up ahead to Asdrin Ibrahimi. Now Ibrahimi feeds this one over to the far side of the field, and some room to run with down that far sideline. Now this one chipped up ahead in the direction of Mohamed Shamki. Here's Shamki in deep, centering feed. Now that one knocked out of bounds behind the goal there.
And Tanner, you could see the speed that Chantilly has on that front group. They were attacking. They had 5 people inside on the attack. Actually had numbers up by 1. Really good placement of the ball. Just as soccer happens, it just touched the foot of the opponent and went over the goal line.
Now here's the corner kick attempt. This one got a lot of air underneath it and goes out of bounds. That time the wind at the back there, so that might have had an influence on that kick.
Yes, I think quite a bit. And a shout out to Brandon Flores. He had tried out for a CFL team, the Hamilton Foragers. He made it to the final cut. Last time we saw Flores play, last game of the year, had a phenomenal game. He's a very, very good keeper.
Braden Flores, the keeper for Chantilly, but he doesn't have to worry about anything right this moment. There's a nice feed up ahead, trying to split the defense and puts it in. And some acrobatics there on the celebration. It was Theory Russell, number 12. Got that pass and was able to split through the Syracuse defense and then chip it home for the first goal of the game.
Yes, I believe it was Mohamed Chemki with the through pass, and we saw it was Russell, right? I'm sorry, number 12 Russell on the goal. Yep.
Yes.
In any case, really splits that defense. Put a little afterburner on it, took the ball, and what I loved about the shot was no mistake. Took it with his left foot, put it in the far side. Impossible for the keeper to make the save, so it's 1-0 Chantilly.
Theory Russell gets us on the board. This is his first season in the UPSL. 5'10", 166 or 75 kilograms. The 18-year-old hailing from Toronto, Ontario, draws first blood in this one, and it is 1-0 in favor of Chantilly. And they're not done yet. Looking to add some more here. Here's Emmanuel Kaplage. His pass is taken away. Now on the foot of Patterson. He dishes it off. He'll get it right back. Now Patterson just drops this one off to nobody in particular. Chantilly able to come up with it. Here's Emmanuel Kaplage. And now that ball is out of bounds. And now that throw in off the chest of a Syracuse player there. Now here comes Chantilly with it. This one fed up ahead to Ibrahimi there, number 11. Now Syracuse takes it right back. This one chipped up ahead to nobody in particular. Chantilly comes up with it. Akinwumi has it on his foot. Now he'll dish it off. And the defense will slow things down here. Akinwumi sends it up ahead, gets it back. Over to Samuel Naruka. And his pass is off a Syracuse player out of bounds. It was off of Patterson. Naruka the throw in. And he gets it back. Nearly has that one taken away. You know, he's trying to maintain possession there along the near sideline. Had it knocked out of bounds off a Syracuse player. So Naruka will get to throw it back in here. Looking now is able to get it in tight quarters. Ibrahimi sends it back to Akinwumi. Now he's going to send it all the way across the field there in the direction of Ajani Leslie. And now Syracuse will get to throw it in here.
You can see how much the wind is really affecting those long passes. The ball's either getting cut down or carried through.
Seen it a handful of times with the corner kicks, the effect the wind has had on this game and any long passes like that. Here comes Chantilly. That ball couldn't keep it in along the far sideline, so Johnny Leslie will throw it in here.
And winds like this, I think, play into Chantilly's offense, too. They're very direct. They like the ball on the ground. When you have a wind that's blowing the ball around a little bit or speeding it up, it's really good to keep it on the ground.
Look at the hustle there by Patterson to run that ball down. And now he's going to hit his man with the centering feed, but Chantilly able to get their foot on it and now get that out of the danger zone there. But that was a great opportunity created by the hustle of Patterson. Just put the burners on and ran that ball down and had his man on the centering feed, just couldn't complete it.
Just inches away, really. That was great effort, great ball control, nice little touch on the ball. That's why I mentioned Patterson earlier. He's one of those guys who's always around the ball, always proactive, making some type of play for his club.
He was looking for number 11, Nadim Grabovica there, but couldn't find him. That was probably the best scoring opportunity Syracuse has had yet up to this point. But they're on the attack here, and this one able to keep it in possession. Now fed in the direction of Patterson, goes off the head of Naruka and out of bounds.
And Patterson wisely knew that's going to become a corner kick. He didn't really try to get it. Let his team set up. A good opportunity here. These are very dangerous plays in soccer. One of the fun plays to watch if you're on offense, and one of the nerve-wracking plays if you're a fan of the team who's trying to defend it.
And they'll be kicking into the wind here. And this one going to settle down there in front of the net. Header, now that ball on the ground and kept in Syracuse's possession. This one chipped in the direction of Grabovica there, but Flores was there to make sure no funny business happened on that one. Now there's a turnover forced by Syracuse. This is Patterson right in the middle of the field. Is going to put this one on net, but it's one hopper right into the midsection of Flores, who makes the stop.
Love the form on Flores, too. No mistake. Broke down, put his arms in front, make sure nothing's going to get between his legs, just scoops it up. He'd take about a dozen of those a game if he could.
Keeps it 1-0 Chantilly here. About 17 minutes into period number 1. Here's the throw in for Syracuse. Now send it back to the defense. Theory Russell trying to hustle there and make a play. He's relentless there, trying to chase that ball down. And now here's some trouble. This is Russell. He's got a wide open net, and he chips it in for his second of the game. Theory Russell. We mentioned the hustle from Russell.
Let me tell you, what a great play. Just, defense wins championships. It wins games also. Russell just kept the pressure on, was able to steal the ball, he just saw that big wide open net, just a nice little push pass or push shot with his left foot, and 2 goals for the I would call him a freshman, right? He's 18 years old.
Correct.
There it is. So it's a big home opener for Mr. Russell. Now Syracuse has a big hole to try to climb out of, try to get back into this game, but it's still early. We still have 18 minutes left in this half, and the whole second half, of course.
The keeper, Marco Scanzerla, got aggressive there, came out of the net, and as a result, Russell had a wide open net, and it's pretty much room service for him, just chipping it in there to make it 2-0. He's on Hattie watch. Keep an eye on Theory Russell for the rest of this game. As now just in this first period alone, Chantilly has more goals than they had in the first 2 games of this season. Only had 1 goal in 2 games coming into this one, and now have put up 2 on the board, all thanks to Theory Russell in this first period.
And Chantilly's playing a very, very solid defense. People are staying in their lanes, staying in their zones. There's been not a lot of open lanes for Syracuse FC to try to exploit. With a 2-0 lead, that's going to pay dividends throughout this entire game.
Here's some nice tic-tac-toe passing along this near side. Naruka feeds it into the middle of the field. Now sending it back there is Asdrin Ibrahimi. Over to Olu Akinwumi. He puts some air underneath this one. You mentioned, Paul, they like to keep the ball on the ground, but they get some air on that one there. Now it goes out of bounds along the far side.
Yes, as you can tell, and Ibrahimi, he's one of those guys that just, he can do it with both feet. He's very aware of where other players are. He's quick. A very nice player.
Quick throw in from Syracuse. And now there's a turnover almost forced there, again by Russell. He has had quite the first period in this one. And now Chantilly comes up with it, working down the near sideline, and Ibrahimi hits the deck there, got his feet tangled up with one of the Syracuse players there, Joaquin Romero, number 30.
When you're able to push your offense up into that offensive zone the way Chantilly's doing it right now, Syracuse is having a very difficult time to try to connect with the mid, to try to connect with a forward. And when they're getting the ball up to the forward, they're really only at about halfway up the field at that point. So it's a very difficult way to play offense. But on the flip side, Chantilly's having their way today.
And Chantilly able to keep it on the attack here. This one fed into the middle towards the man of the period, Russell. But now this one's going to be sent rolling all the way back to Flores, who comes well out of the net to play that one. Now on the foot of Akinwumi. He puts this one in the air again, and this one nearly got by the keeper right there, but he makes a diving save. That ball just kind of lofted up into the middle there.
And you could see with the physical size of Mamendola, really just a big man. He was able to position himself, take the ball off his chest, and actually direct it for the goal. If maybe if it hit him a little bit higher in the breastbone, that ball would have probably snuck in for the 3rd goal.
Marco Shinzerla there, able to make the diving stop to keep this one at 2-0. It's just under 22 minutes here in this first period.
I was
0 to start 0.
I was thinking Mamendola, he reminds me of a size, if you want, this is world football, American football. He'd be a good tight end size.
And this one, just put wide of the net there, as Emmanuel Coplage there had a breakaway chance, but just put it wide of the net here on the near side.
And I'm sure Coppola would just love to have that ball back. Just hurried it a little bit. It was a little bouncy, probably again from the wind, but he would love that opportunity for one more shot from that area.
Good play by the keeper on that. I thought he kind of got burned on the second goal, being a little too aggressive, but that time stayed patient, stayed in the net, cut off the angle, and forced Koplaj to take that shot from there, and he pushed it wide. Now being hemmed in the corner there. That one knocked out of bounds. That was Mohammed Shamki, number 7.
That's a great point about keeping. You really want to stay on your line until you absolutely have to leave it. It was a good time to leave it, cut off that angle. Great observation.
And now here is Shinzerla, the keeper. He'll boot this one away. It goes right to a Chantilly player. Now Joaquin Romero chasing after it for Syracuse, and Chantilly able to come up with it. Nicely done there. Now this one chipped up ahead looking for, again, we've said his name a couple times, Madamidola there, but that time the keeper on it once again for the takeaway. Now here's a header and trying to split the defense there, and Flores send it right back up to one of his defensemen there.
And Flores very calm on the ball. He saw the Syracuse player, number 11, coming up like a proverbial bat out of we know where, but just calmly kept his eyes up and just moved the ball over to his defender for just a nice clearing.
Nedim Grabovica, number 11, the Syracuse player in question. Now there's number 11 for Chantilly, Ibrahimi. Moves it back up to Petrella, number 4. Now he sends it up the far sideline. And this one, nice drop pass back. And now taken away by Syracuse. Grabovica got his foot on it there. And this one sent ahead, nobody home for Syracuse. Ibrahimi's got it at midfield. Looking for, I believe that's Russell. Now Russell just going to send it back to his defenseman there, Akinwumi. And Petrella just hold on to it here.
I love the patience we're seeing out of the Chantilly defenders. Not forcing anything, just keep moving the ball around. Try to get Syracuse to move a little bit, see where the opening might be. But right now you're up 2-0.
Here's Olu Akinwumi. Sends it up ahead to Madamidola there. Now here comes Syracuse with a potential breakaway. Here's Patterson. We know he's got speed. He gets kind of slowed up there by Akinwumi. And now play is stopped there after that transgression.
We can hear a few of the Syracuse fans. They're thinking more of a yellow card penalty kick situation. It was a good defensive play by Akinwumi. But right now the Syracuse team's looking for something, a big break here. They almost had a little bit of a break, and a chance to cut this lead in half.
I mentioned the defensive play by Akinwumi. This is his 3rd year in the UPSL. He received a scholarship and was a member of the Mount Allison Mounties of Sackville, New Brunswick, their men's soccer team for the 2023-24 season. He appeared in 8 games for them, starting 7. Very versatile player who can play both center back and defensive midfield, brings a strong physical presence. A lot of players like that on this Chantilly team that bring a strong physical presence, whether it's Olu Akinwumi or Madamidola. They got a lot of big physical guys.
They do. They like to bump and run, as we might say. Or let you know they're there to say hello. People forget or don't understand how physical soccer can be. And it's a game played without pads.
Here's Moritzen here on the kick. Just drives this one right in on goal. And now here's a sprawling Flores making a couple consecutive stops there and somehow keeps that one out of the net. How did he do it? Braden Flores.
Braden Flores makes the initial save, goes off of the post, pops back up, makes another acrobatic save, and then another one. That is Brandon Flores at his best. He is an acrobat who also substitutes in as a keeper in soccer. That was just wonderful, wonderful athleticism.
Spectacular work there by the goaltender. Flores keeps this one 2-0, and a couple high danger chances.
And if we could watch that again, you'll watch Brandon. His head is always up, no matter how he's contorting his body to try to get that ball. But he was very aware where the ball was and what limb to get up there just to stop it just in time. That was phenomenal.
And now here comes Chantilly. This is Akinwumi over to Samuel Naruka. Now he gets it up ahead. Emmanuel Koplaj back to Naruka. Now he'll take it himself. Nice feed up to Russell. And Russell chips this one ahead, finds Kaplaj there. And now he tries to feed it back to Russell. That one's going to be picked off, taken away there by Syracuse, but Chantilly gets it right back. This is Emmanuel Koplaj. He finds Samuel Naruka. He's going to try and get in deep there, make a play, chips this one up, and it's loose. Rebound was there for a minute, but the keeper able to corral that one.
Great shot, almost tucked it in behind the keeper.
And now here comes Syracuse. This one fed up ahead and now taken back by Chantilly. Now ball up in the air and going to be kicked over to the near side of the field here, where it's taken by Asdrin Ibrahimi. Now over on the far side, this is a Johnny Leslie. And it'll be taken right back by Syracuse. Right now on the foot of Joaquin Romero. Now this one is fed up ahead. Now they get it in towards the middle. Now you've got Patterson out front, and he's going to try and put some moves on there. And now pass taken away by Chantilly. Here comes Emmanuel Koplaj. He gets taken down there.
Little doubt with the penalty there.
As now we enter minute number 30 of play here. There's a nice slide tackle to try and take that ball away, and Syracuse able to do so. This one fed in towards the middle. A little too much mustard on that pass, and Chantilly able to take it right back. This is Petrella. Now over on the far side. Sent back in the direction of Olu Akinwumi. Now he feeds it over to Naruka on the near side of the field. Here comes Naruka. And he's going to put the gas on, able to get by one defender. And now this one fed back to Ibrahimi. Ibrahimi sends this one up ahead in the direction of Shamki, and he could not run that one down before it rolls out of bounds.
Good placement of the ball, just got a little bit ahead of him, though. You know, those are the things you can do when you have a 2-0 lead. You can take a chance here or there.
Scanzerla here plays this one up out of the net, and Chantilly fighting for it along that far side, going to go out of bounds right in front of the bench. And here's the quick throw in for Syracuse. And this one going to be stolen away now. Turned over to Joaquin Romero, and Syracuse has it. And now here's a long outlet pass looking for Patterson, but a good defensive play right there by Akinwumi. Got his foot on it, knocked it out of bounds. Here's the throw in for Syracuse. One's broken up, and Akinwumi has it, sends it right back to the goaltender Flores, who was a big reason why this game's still 2-0. Made a couple acrobatic saves earlier on a couple high danger chances for Syracuse. Other than that, hasn't been
that busy for Flores today.
Right, has not faced too many.
You know, I wanted to mention how much I've been enjoying watching Hakan the center defender. You know, he's not the biggest guy out there. He's a good size, but not huge. But every time I'm watching him, he's got great position. He's in the right spot. He mans up on the players when he can. He's got fast feet, fast feet to get that ball off of the offensive player's foot, and he's just kind of a cool hand Luke. He gets the job done very nicely. So really a joy to watch.
Ibrahimi put one on goal from afar, but the easy save was made by the keeper, Skrinzerla. And now there's a takeaway by Chantilly. It was Israel Perrine, number 10. Now he's going to send it across toward the near side of the field. This one chipped up ahead to Emmanuel Koplaj. He'll drop it back to Samuel Naruka. Now Naruka, dangerous pass there, but his teammate able to help him out there, maintain possession. Israel Perrine sends it over to the far side of the field.
And Perrine's one of those players that you just talked about. He can play as a center defender. He can be in the middle and defender. He can be an attacking offensive player in the middle. He's got great feet, great awareness, great speed. So he's a very good player to have on your team. You can plug him into so many different places.
And now the Chantilly defense with it. This one sent over to Olu Akinwumi. And he finds Naruka. Naruka gives it up. This is Ibrahimi. That one is knocked out of bounds. It was off the foot of Moritzen there, Davi Moritzen. And that will result in a Naruka throw-in here. He's able to get it into Koplaj there and immediately knocked back out of bounds by Patterson for Syracuse. Naruka the throw-in. Finds Russell. Now here is Naruka working his way towards the middle of the field. He's going to chip one on goal, and the save is made there by Marco Skinzerla. And he'll roll it over to the near side of the field to get this attack started. Now this one sent up towards midfield, right off the foot of Naruka. Now he finds Koplaj there, and his pass is taken away, but it bounds right to Naruka. And now they'll send it back to the defense here and reset things. Over on the far side, now this one fed in towards the middle, and it'll be taken back by Syracuse here for the moment, but Chantilly able to get it right back. Nice play there by Israel Perrine.
Tanner, I was thinking, we don't have the official stats, but I would think Chantilly's probably had control of the ball about 70% of the time today. It's really good. You know, the longer you can have it, when you have it, the opponent can't score, and the chances of you scoring increase tremendously. So Syracuse has to work a little bit more on their possession. They get a lot of these one-on-one battles going.
And now here's a chance. Patterson and Akinwumi racing for it. Akinwumi hits the deck, but he'll come up with the ball here for the moment. And you heard the whistle blow there.
A little push by Patterson there. He thought he was going to get away with it, but he didn't. He wasn't very happy with it, as you can see, as he chips the ball back. Obviously not agreeing with the call.
So now ball in possession of Chantilly here. This is Naruka, and he turns that one over. And right on cue, here comes Patterson with it. Tried to center that one towards the middle of the field, but he booted it right off of Naruka and out of bounds. So Syracuse will throw it in here. It is Lucas Stasiuk, number 6, the defenseman here.
Substitution by Syracuse. I was wondering, I thought something had happened, but just a simple sub.
Here's Stasiuk to throw it in.
Syracuse. Coming on, number 20, Jacob Anderson.
Jacob Anderson checks into the game for the first time.
Nadim Krabovica.
Now here comes Chantilly up the field with it. Over along the far sideline. Now dropped back to Israel Perrine. Over to Ibrahimi. Ibrahimi will just send it back to Akinwumi. Oh, he sends it cross-field. Anderson chasing after that one for Syracuse. Now in the middle of the field, Ibrahimi. He'll drop it back to Adrian Petrella. And there's one that's knocked out of bounds off of Syracuse. To throw it in for Chantilly will be a Johnny Leslie. Now he's looking for Mohamed Shamki over along the far side of the field in between the two teams' benches. And it's knocked out off of Syracuse. Here's the Chantilly throw in. There's a header by Syracuse player. Now Syracuse comes up with it here and trying to feed it up the field. Couldn't get that pass through, but Syracuse able to maintain possession. Now this one sent towards the middle of the field. Now long pass with some air underneath it. Goes off the head there of Ajani Leslie. And now ball high up in the air and out of bounds along the far sideline. Back in play here. Chantilly has possession here for the moment. Shamki. Now he'll drop it back. Akinwumi here near the center of the field, coming over towards the near side. Drops it off to Samuel Naruka. Now Naruka to Koplaj there. Trying to execute a little give and go there, but that pass a little too far out in front of Koplaj. Stasiuk for the throw in. He'll get it right back, and now has that one taken away by Koplaj here, and we'll just chip this one across the field, drops it off for Shamki. Now Shamki in the direction of Israel Perrine, and Perrine's got it. And now this one sent in towards the middle. Had a handful of Chantilly players, but none of them able to connect there. You had Madamidola down there, among others, but nobody able to come up with it for Chantilly. That one goes out of bounds.
At the distance they were, it would have been a pretty tough header to try to get it in from that distance. But you know what? Sometimes it hits you, bounces somewhere else, and the player can chip it in. So good attempt, but as you said, just a little bit high for everybody.
Here's Naruka to throw it in. Now he'll get it right back, and this one chipped up high in front of the net and comes bounding out towards about the 20-yard line. So another potential header opportunity there, but nothing going on for Chantilly, who's currently holding on to a 2-0 advantage. Both goals courtesy of Theory Russell, number 12, if you're just joining us. This one fed up ahead. Looking for Anderson. Goes off of Petrella. And now this one thrown in quickly. This is Anderson trying to run it down. Now this one will be out of bounds. Past the far goalpost there. And here's Flores, who's had a relatively quiet day in net, but when he has been tested, he has answered the bell. Chantilly in possession here, as has been the case for a lot of the game. They've really dominated the time of possession, if you will. Here's one that's sent up ahead, a couple Chantilly players there, but it's taken away by Syracuse. Joaquin Romero feeds it in towards the middle of the field. And now this one going to be settled down around the 30-yard line. Now in the middle looking for a pass there over to the far side. Now fed in towards the goal. That one, again, a one-hopper to Flores, who's going to scoop it up there.
And as we're coming down to 43-minute mark of this half, I've been noticing the last few minutes Syracuse really been pushing up, leaving only 3 defenders by themselves.
Here's Koplaj. He's got some space now, cut off and eventually lost it there. He kind of got double teamed. Now here's Syracuse. Fed up ahead in the direction of Patterson, but Akinwumi was able to knock it away from him and out of bounds along the near side.
On the counter of all of that, Chantilly hasn't been able to get the ball up to the mids quick enough to take advantage of all the Syracuse players moving forward. So it's a little bit of a chess match going on. Syracuse desperately trying to get at least the 1 goal before halftime.
Here's Naruka. He'll throw it in. Back to Akinwumi. He's being chased by Jacob Anderson for Syracuse. And now they work it over to the far side of the field. Trying to split some defenders there. Hit the deck. That ball goes out of bounds in front of the bench. Results in a throw-in for Syracuse. And now Chantilly comes up with it here for the moment, working down the far sideline in some traffic. Ball went out of bounds. It'll be a Chantilly throw in here. Back to Asdrin Ibrahimi. Drop it back to his defenseman over to Akinwumi. Now the short pass up ahead, back to Ibrahimi. And now down the far sideline, here comes Chantilly. This one fed ahead, looking for Koplaj there. He's able to slow that one down, but not enough to keep it in bounds. And that'll do it. 45 minutes in the books. It is 2 Chantilly, 0 Syracuse. We will take a timeout here for half, and we'll come back, recap that first, get you set for the second half here on the Buffalo Sports page.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
to improve yourself,
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back here to Coyer Field on the campus of Buffalo State University for this UPSL matchup between Chantilly Forever FC and Syracuse FC. Right now it is the former on the high side. Chantilly leads this one 2-0. They scored more goals in that first half than they scored in their first 2 regular season games combined, but they're up nonetheless 2-0, both courtesy of the young man, Theory Russell. He put the first 2 on the board for them. As we mentioned, it's his first season in the UPSL, and he is making a splash. He is part of Scarborough Athletics Academy program, which is a feeder program to Chantilly Forever, and they're sure glad to have him right now as he's got them single-handedly on the high side 2-0. Paul Catrona is with me on color, and Paul, what were your thoughts kind of on that first half for Chantilly?
Well, you know, I have seen Chantilly play a few games last year, And I had mentioned it prior to the game. I really felt like they play a different. They just seem to be a different team when they get that first goal. I think it just raises their confidence level. We saw it, and they got the second quick goal. So for a home opener, Chantilly, first half, I'd give them an A+ on top of not only scoring the 2 goals, really possession of the ball, probably 70-30, making it very difficult for Syracuse. And at times, their footwork is so good in the offensive zone that that's how they're controlling the ball. But what it also does is make more of the Syracuse players come inside the halfway mark, which I think in my layman's terms means for Syracuse, when they're trying to counter, they're so compressed in there. There's so many Chantilly players still then that it makes it very difficult for Syracuse to break out and to run an offense up in the offensive zone. For Syracuse, we saw a few times where they'll chip the ball down. I'd mentioned Patterson. I really liked him. A couple of the other forwards look strong, but they're never getting numbers up on Chantilly. The Chantilly defense continues just to hold their own, play their space. And then what can you say about the keeper? He was fantastic last year. We saw some of that fantastic athleticism, keep his head. Flores is just he's a gift to have on your club, I'll tell you, because as the man who's got to stop the shot before it rolls over that goal line, he's a great guy to have. So great first half from Chantilly. I'd expect Syracuse to come out. We saw them shift a little bit, people more forward. They're going to have to take a couple more chances in the second half, which on the flip side, Chantilly would love, because it'll give them a chance to get that third goal, and that would a 3-0 lead at this level is turn off the lights. You have to finish off the game, but that game is essentially over then.
All right, we'll see how the second half plays off between these two clubs. We will be back after this for the start of the second half. It's Chantilly Forever FC and Syracuse FC right here along the Buffalo Sports page.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. You can find more information about advertising on any of our platforms at WNYathletics.com/become a sponsor.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716 427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses, and are equipped with on-site X-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back here, Coyer Field on the campus of Buffalo State University for this UPSL matchup between Chantilly Forever FC and Syracuse FC. Right now, Chantilly on the high side, 2-0. It was Theory Russell, the 18-year-old, potting 2 in that first half to get us to where we are right now. And now back at it here for the start of the second. And for Syracuse, one thing it's going to come down to is possession. They got to have possession. That's something they struggled with in that first half, so they got to do a better job of that here as trying to run that one down there. I believe that was Patterson. Those bright blue cleats of his ran right into the brick wall that is Braden Flores as he was trying to vie for that ball there. And
I was thinking if Patterson, if Patterson just gets his foot down a half a second earlier, he might have been able to tip that ball. That's a little bit of collision, and I'm watching Flores. He's kind of doing it's his left knee. He that might have been a knee-on-knee collision down there.
He's staying in there, powering through it, but you can tell something is ailing him there. Now he's hopping around after that contact there with Patterson. Here's Joaquin Romero. Romero sends this one towards the middle of the field. Didn't have anyone there, and that one's just going to be booted out of bounds by Akinwumi, number 5.
And I think Akinwumi really would have loved that ball back. Again, just kind of chipped off his top of his foot. You won't see that often out of him, but that's going to give Syracuse an early corner. And again, the more corners you get, the more chances that you can get to put that ball in the net on a close range. So not something you want to see Chantilly do often here.
Stasiuk here puts this one in. Anderson had a good look at a header, just couldn't get his noggin on it. Now here's one that's sent well high up over the net and out of bounds there. It was Stasiuk who had the corner kick, who knocked that one out of bounds through the uprights.
And I think if Stasiuk could see that on film, he'd notice as he steps into the ball, his backside drops a little bit and his back leaned back. And when you do that, that ball takes off almost directly straight up, and that's what we saw.
So now here comes Chantilly on the attack, cutting this one in towards the middle of the field. Now drops it off to Russell. Russell feeds this one backside and just missed there.
You know, I wish I would have said at halftime, too, though. The one thing I'd like to see Chantilly do, get back to controlling the ball on the ground on their attack rather than chipping it. I think they're a stronger team when they do that. We just witnessed that. Just misconnecting on that final piece. Would have been a 3-0 lead early in the second half. Would have been almost impossible for Syracuse to come back from. 2-0. You know, nobody likes those 2-0 leads in sports.
Just missed it there. Russell had, I believe it was Kaplaj, number 19, backside, and just got it past the goaltender, but just could not find Kaplaj there, and that would have been a great one to have for them. Would have made the lead almost insurmountable at this stage.
Although, Tanner, to tell you the truth, 2-0 lead, if I were in soccer, I'd take a 2-0 lead starting the game every time. I think you'd win almost every game. But they're not that scary, and you see it in hockey, and people say that in hockey. I think any team that can get up 2-0 is in pretty good shape. But there's something about it. It's like a jinx or something.
Right. Here's the throw in for Chantilly along the far sideline in between the two benches. Back to Akinwumi. Now to the middle defense, over to Ajani Leslie. Here's Leslie, feeds it over to Shamki. Now Shamki feeds this one in towards the middle. He's got Madamidola, and he's in traffic. Keeps this one alive, drops it back to Perrine. Over to the far sideline. Now this one tried to send it in towards the middle, I believe, to Russell. That one gets deflected. Chantilly able to keep it in their possession, although this ball going the wrong direction now on the foot of Adrian Petrella. Over to Olu Akinwumi. He'll chip it back to Flores. And now Flores gets a hold of that one. Off the chest of his man, Ibrahimi. Now over to Akinwumi. Over to the far side of the field. A little bit of contact there, and that ball goes out of bounds.
And I think we have a player down for Chantilly.
Yes, right around the far side 40-yard line.
Unfortunately, can't see the jersey number.
Looks like that's number 11, Ibrahimi. But he's able to hop up and walk that one off.
Again, I think he's another one, little knee on knee. That is a stinger waiting to happen.
Here's the throw-in, header, that one up in the air, now ball on the ground, and it's taken by Syracuse. Now this one fed down the far sideline here. This is Patterson, has that one taken away by Akinwumi. And now Chantilly will work it over to the near side, and now up the field, this is a Johnny Leslie. Here comes Leslie over to Shamke. Now Shamke showing off some patience and footwork there. Drops it back to Leslie. Now his pass is telegraphed and nearly taken away. Chantilly trying to keep it in here along this near side. Able to do so. Nice play by Shamke. Now he'll work it in towards the middle of the field. This one sent up ahead and to the keeper who makes the stop. And now he comes up a little gimpy.
It's Shamke with that beautiful drag ball behind him and just open space and started the attack for Chantilly.
Scanzerla, the keeper for Syracuse, looked like he might have come up limping a little bit there, but he's good now, it appears. Now here comes Chantilly working along the far side of the field. That one nearly taken away, but Naruka comes up with it. Now trying to fight his way through two Syracuse defenders. Sends that one up ahead for Russell. Now he feeds that one up ahead, but it's taken right back by Syracuse. Sent over toward that far sideline in front of the Chantilly bench.
Then when in doubt, just knock it out. Let's reset our defense for Syracuse, who's getting a little wonky there for both sides. This way, Syracuse can now set up their defense, cover their men, and then for them, hopefully get that ball back and put it up in the offensive zone.
Here's Perrine, feeds it up ahead, and it's taken away by Syracuse. Now here comes Patterson down the far sideline, putting the speed on, but he has that one knocked away from behind, and he hits the ground, and the whistle blown.
You got to give Patterson an A+ for toughness. He takes a beating out there. He puts himself out there. But he's back up every single time.
And here comes a freight train down the middle, Joaquin Romero, but has his pocket picked and that ball taken away. Now Leslie feeds this one up ahead, Shamke. And Shamke trying to shake Jacob Anderson, able to do so. Now feeds this one up ahead for Russell, and Russell has it taken away and then goes up to the keeper. He'll send this one down the field, goes off the chest there of Ibrahimi. And now here's one they'll just chip over to the far corner and let Patterson run up to it and try and create a chance here. Now this one in the middle, back to Joaquin Romero. Romero up ahead. Now this one just going to be fired wide of the net and out of bounds. That was Hassan Musa, number 76, on the shot.
And Musa just not able to get his hip around to get that shot on frame.
And now here comes Chantilly with it. The Johnny Leslie. Leslie looking for Russell. One comes out of bounds along the near side of the field.
Hey, Russell's a fun player to watch even without the ball. He is quick, and fast.
Still on hat trick watch with his 2 goals. Here's Shamke trying to get this one over to the far side of the field. Going to be taken away by Syracuse here. It's Stasiuk. And now he kicks it out of bounds on the far side. The Chantilly throw in. Out of bounds. We'll try again here. Samuel Naruka able to get this one in, and now taken away by Syracuse here on the foot of Hassan Musa, waiting for some help. Now Romero going to send this one over to the far corner, put a little too much mustard on that one, goes out of bounds. Approaching minute number 56 of this game here. There's Flores. He'll get this started. Gets it over to Adrian Petrella. Now Petrella up ahead. Here's a Johnny Leslie. And once again, down on the turf is Ibrahimi, but he's able to hop right back up. Want to talk about players that have taken a beating. Ibrahimi has, but he's going to try and walk this one off again here. Leslie will throw it in. And now Shamki trying to weave his way through traffic along that near side, unable to do so. And now here comes Musa with a potential breakaway here. Hassan Musa, he's going to fire this one short angle, and it's stopped. A rebound is loose, and now it's just going to be knocked out of bounds there by the Chantilly defense. I believe it was Akinwumi who hustled down there to just kick that one out of harm's way.
And Flores gratefully gives him his due, because that's a big rebound. Generally, you won't see Flores do that.
Throw in for Syracuse here. This ball loose in the air, now on the ground. Going to be controlled by Shamki. Mohamed Shamki. Now he sends it over to the near side to a Johnny Leslie. Leslie gets it right back. Now sends it over in the direction of Ibrahimi. There's a turnover. Here's Patterson. Nice slide there by Akinwumi to block the shot. Ball loose. Stasiuk trying to keep it in along that far sideline, able to do so. Now feeds this one back to his defense. And there's the long pass off the foot of a Chantilly player. And now Kaplaj lost it along the far sideline. Here's the quick throw in for Syracuse, looking for Patterson. In a dogfight there with Naruka down in that corner.
I'd say there's a whole lot of pushing and pulling going on over there. But the center official is letting them play, so you know you're going to do it until there's a penalty called, so why not?
Some umbrellas starting to pop up here in the stands here at Coyer Field. The raindrops starting to fall. We've been able to fend it off for a good part of the day, but now it's starting to come down a little bit. This is Hassan Musa in the center of the field. Has that ball taken away from him. Now here comes Chantilly on the attack. This is Ibrahimi. He's been hobbled at points in this game, but had a good head of steam going there. Now that one taken away from Russell. Now to Anderson. Anderson feeds it up ahead to Musa. And he'll just chip that one towards the middle of the field. Let his man run to it. Now this one sent up ahead, looking for Patterson. Naruka was able to get that ball there for a moment. Now he just sends it out of bounds there as Joaquin Romero hit the deck for Syracuse.
In this second half for Syracuse, Musa's really making his presence known. He's a big man, wide, pretty fast, good feet.
Ball out of bounds along the near side. I'll stay with Syracuse. Jacob Munsky, number 4, will throw it in. Here's Munsky. Just sends it down to the corner. Musa off of his foot and out of bounds. Here's the throw-in for Chantilly, looking around. Doesn't have anything he likes yet. That was Leslie, number 3. And now here's Leslie, gives it up now over to Akinwumi in front of his own net. And he sends this one over to the far side. Chantilly able to maintain possession here. Now this one sent in the direction of Russell, and Russell's able to come up with it and sprinting down the field now, trying to chase that one down. He's still got a shot at it. Russell chips it back, looking for the trailer there, Shomke, but that's cleared out of there by Syracuse. And now they will come back the other way with it. That one sent over in the direction of Patterson. Here's Patterson trying to evade Akinwumi. Now looking for somebody on the centering feed. Didn't have anyone. This one rolling loose towards the corner and out of bounds.
I think that rain's playing a little bit of playing a little part of the game right now with the ball. I think it's kind of hydroplaning a little bit. It's moving a little quicker. A few times so far this half we've seen balls tip off a player's shoes that we didn't notice that in the first half.
Syracuse here to throw it in, approaching minute number 62 of play. Able to get it in and a quick whistle there. And now able to get it in along the far side of the field. Able to keep it in. Now sent in towards the middle, looking for a header opportunity there. And that one bounds up in the air and right to Flores, who controls that one. Here comes Chantilly. There's a turnover forced on the foot of Jacob Anderson. Now Anderson sends it in towards the middle of the field looking for Patterson. And that one off the chest of Musa and controlled by Ibrahimi for the moment. Now Ibrahimi finding Russell. Madamidola over to Ibrahimi. And that one off the shin of a Syracuse player, but Chantilly able to maintain possession. Ibrahimi over on the far sideline, drops it back Naruka. Over to Olu Akinwumi. He puts his foot into this one and high up in the air and found the foot of Shomke. Now there's Russell. Gets it back to Leslie. And Leslie finds Shomke. Now over to Theory Russell. Russell able to shake one man with the dribble there. Now centers it in the middle of the field. This one loose. Now chipped over to the far side of the field. And this one going to be put wide of the goal there. Trying to go short side, but missed the net.
Another reason to like Russell. I keep thinking to myself, oh, he won't try that. Yep, he does that pass. He's got very good eyesight on that field. He knows where his players are. And he's made some difficult passes look easy, trying to set up his teammates. Just a nice addition. Speedy, as I said, good feet. And now he's added something else that I've noticed. He really has a good field presence, and he can pass.
There's one that's sent over to the far side of the field. Naruka and Patterson battling for it. And Syracuse able to come up with it. Working down the far side now. That ball knocked around and out of bounds. Thrown in here off the foot of a Chantilly player, and there is the aforementioned Russell. We'll see what he's got in his bag of tricks this time. He finds Shomke. Now Shomke feeds it right back to Russell, and he'll slow it down with the pass there to Perrine. Now dropping it back to Leslie. Leslie working against Anderson. Feeds it into Perrine, back to Leslie, looking for a centering feed there. Finds a Syracuse player, but stolen right back by Shomke. Puts this one in on goal, rebound, and coming out to corral that one without incident, it was Shanzerla there, the goaltender.
And Chomke with that quick strike. That's a tough ball to stop. Good play by the keep. Kind of bounced around a little, but to no avail for Chantilly.
Here's Anderson. And that ball got deflected. There's a chance for a header. Got in behind Flores and a score.
And who do we see? Mr. Blue Shoes himself. He's there. He's here. He's everywhere. What a great play.
Took long enough there, but Brandon Patterson cuts the lead in half here in the 65th minute. Cuts it down to 2-1, and now Syracuse, maybe that was the shot in the arm they needed here. Instead of 2-0 or even going down 3-0, which is almost happened at points in this game. Now they find themselves 2-1, and they are still well within reach here.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if that momentum changes now. You could see Flores a little mad at himself. He was somewhat stationary, thinking the ball was just going to drop down for him. And then Patterson comes out of nowhere, just puts his head on it. Just great play, very aware. You won't see that often. That's how good that play was.
So Brandon Patterson has Syracuse FC back in business here. We'll see how Chantilly responds. That pass in the direction of Schomke. Maybe if he was about 6'7", he could have reeled that one in, but that one too far over his head and out of bounds. So Syracuse takes over. This is Munski. And he'll get it right back. Working down the near sideline, Munski. Now just sends that one up ahead there, and it's taken away. Munski able to pop right back up as there's a new face in the game. Surafiel Goydam, number 14. And that one knocked out of bounds by Munski. He'll throw it right back in.
Coming off, Johnny Leslie, number 3.
Leslie heads to the bench.
Number 14, Surafiel Goydam.
That one goes out of bounds there.
Coach Perrin's thinking, let's get some fresh legs in there. We need some more defense. It's hard. Soccer's a tough sport. You are always in motion. Those midfielders up and down the field run about 7 to 8 miles a game. You better be in good shape.
Here's Flores. And the wind might have caught that one, slowed that one down quite a bit, and it goes out of bounds over along the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in opportunity for Naruka looking. And now gets this one into Ibrahimi. And Naruka tried to give it right back to him, and it's like a Syracuse player took that ball right off the face there and is down on his backside. Can't quite tell who it is there. Can't see the number, but able to hop up and walk off under his own power. Looks like staying out there. Credit to him. Looks like that's Davi Moritzon, number 18.
You always got to be careful about, balls to the head, concussions, those kind of things. But, yeah, tough player. I think when he popped up, they pointed 2 fingers. He said 3. They said, okay, you're in.
There's Theory Russell. He finds Mohamed Shamki. Now Anderson comes up to defend him. Shamki dishes it back to the middle. This is Ibrahimi. Nice dribble there. Finds Shamki trying to weave his way through traffic. Keeping it alive and put it just wide of the near post.
What a great individual effort with Shamki. Foot to foot, couple dance steps. Pushes it onto his left, takes a great strike for short side. He was maybe about 2 feet wide on the shot, but that was just really, really beautiful, beautiful play. I know he's mad at himself, but there was an all world effort on that.
trying to get the advantage back to 2 goals, but just missed it by a couple feet there. Put it just wide of that near post. Now there's the goal scorer for Syracuse. It's Patterson trying to make something happen along that far sideline. Drops it back to the trailer. Now this one fed in back towards the middle. Musa got his foot on it. And now this one bounds out to about the 35-yard line. Kept in. Now they get it to Patterson. Here's Patterson. Puts one in from long range. Rebound is loose and sprawling, flailing. Finally covering up was Flores.
Well, I'll tell you, that's definitely that occurs from a wet ball. Flores just gets down, tried to scoop it, went off his arm, went forward, and then just kept just like a tiger, just kept going for it, and finally scooped it in to bring it to a secure spot. Anybody who doesn't think a goalkeeper is brave, well, I really don't know how they do it. That ball's coming all the time, and you got players and their feet coming at your head, and you're just putting yourself out there.
I would agree with that assessment. Goalkeeper got to be one of the hardest positions in all of sports, whether you're talking soccer, hockey, goaltenders, or they're aliens. They're special.
Yeah, I love that. Different breed. No fear.
Chantilly will throw it in here from this near sideline. Got him down there, number 14. And he's able to get it in. Now some contact there and being kept alive there by Matamidola. Now he's able to get it right back and had it stripped away. But now Schomke able to maintain possession, and the whistle is blown there.
Substitution coming off the field, number 11, Adrian Ebrahimi. Coming on the field, number 13, Philip Edwards.
A lot of effort, and I'm watching Syracuse, and rightfully so, complain that I believe it was Matamidola just ended up chipping the ball at the end and just putting it well behind the goal. Syracuse is looking at the clock, and they want every second they could possibly have with the ball. They were protesting a little there, but to no avail.
Russell's feed was taken away there by Syracuse. Now here comes Patterson trying to run this one down. He sends it ahead to Musa.
Musa called on that offside, just ahead of the ball. Love Musa's game in the second half. He's got a different feel. He's been real aggressive and just he hasn't put one in, but he's been a real dangerous player for Syracuse.
Here comes Chantilly. Working down the far sideline, now sent deep towards the middle, and that one cleared out of there by, I believe, Jacob Munsky. Now ball still loose on the ground, going to be taken back by Chantilly here. This is Schomke, and Schomke trying to evade his defender with some fancy footwork. Now he'll drop it back, and they'll send it back to the defense. Here comes Musa back there trying to apply some pressure for Syracuse. Over to Akinwumi. Now finds his man there. Now ball loose, taken back by Syracuse. There's the long pass. Looking in the direction of Anderson. Flores comes well out of the net, and he'll scoop that one up and keeps it in play, rolling it over to Godum. He finds Schomke. There's Schomke. He'll dish it back to Adrian Petrella. Petrella over to Akinwumi. Now all the way over to the far side of the field. Now sent in towards the middle at the 50-yard line. There's some quick passes, playing hot potato with that ball. Now here comes Israel Perrine. And he'll try and weave his way in towards the middle. Puts this one off the American football crossbar.
Just a little high. Nice attempt, though. Now, if it goes over, is that a three-pointer in soccer? No.
No, unfortunately. Well, Syracuse, fortunately for them, no, it doesn't count for anything. They are still trying to
Make
even
up the
this
one
game
goal,
up.
let alone
Right.
4.
Yes. Here as we enter minute number 75 of play here. 2-1.
Coming off the field for Chantilly, number 19, Emmanuel Catalyst. Entering the field, number 15, Diego Vades.
Now this ball back in play. Here's Hassan Musa. And now his pass doesn't find its intended target. Here's Shamki being hounded, but he's able to find Israel Perrine. Now back to Shamki. Shamki working the middle. Now dishes over to the far side of the field. That one's going to be knocked away by Syracuse. Now Moritzon feeding it ahead for Patterson. He turns on the burners. Some contact there between him and Akinwumi, who goes down hard and comes up. Looks like he's favoring that shoulder.
Yep. Patterson really laid his shoulder into the player, and then as he's falling down, he landed on his opposite shoulder.
Trying to shake it off there is Olu. And he'll stay in the game, but he is feeling it there.
He's feeling it.
I believe that left shoulder of his. Surafil Godum finds Israel Perrine. He's being hounded. Now here's a turnover. Musa and Chantilly able to get it right back to keep Syracuse at bay here for the moment. Now another takeaway goes right back to Musa. Musa feeds it to the center of the field, and now there's one that just skies through the uprights out of bounds.
Form always follows fashion, right? And again, when you try those long shots like that, your form has to be good. You have to get your top half of your body over that ball so that you don't lean back with your back and then get too far underneath it and lift it up like that. That was a good opportunity. Good opportunity for Syracuse, but you have to have a little better form in order to make that, get it on frame. And you get it on frame, you don't know what's going to happen.
Flores puts it in play. Now trying to run it down along the far sideline is Chantilly. Able to keep it in over there. Now out of bounds. It'll stay with them. Naruka for the quick throw in. Finds his man. Now they work it over to Perrine in the middle of the field. And he's able to get a step on his defender. Now just finds Russell. Russell trying to create some space. Sends it over to the far sideline. And now there's a nice takeaway right there for Syracuse.
Great defense.
And there's the long outlet pass. Here goes Musa, the big man. The freight train comes rolling downhill, but he could not get to that ball before Flores. And now Patterson nearly forces a takeaway there. And this one just going to be sent right back to Flores. And they might get Patterson here. Again, him and Akinwumi get tangled up.
Yep, yellow card there. There was something about those blue spikes. You got blue spikes on blue spikes.
Yes, with
It might have something to do with the color. I have no idea, but I certainly love the color.
Sure makes those two stand out in a crowd.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
So Patterson gets the yellow there. Now there's the boot from Akinwumi. A couple players going up for a header. Now ball on the ground, going to be controlled by Syracuse. One fed in towards the middle. Now Chantilly comes up with it. They'll send it back to Akinwumi, and busting some ankles there with a nice dribble. Now Akinwumi gets it right back. And he's going to send this one in deep, but that one carries, goes out of bounds. Possession goes to Syracuse. Now in the 79th minute, Syracuse, time is of the essence here, trying to crawl out of this 2-1 deficit. So far they're up in the half, 1-0, but getting down those two quick goals early and have not yet been able to climb totally out of that hole. It looks like a substitution for Chantilly.
Coming off the field, number 5, Olu Akinwumi. Entering the field, number 2, Nathan DeRue.
Olu Akinwumi comes off for the first time today, and he is spelled by Nathan DeRue, number 2. Meanwhile, you got Syracuse throwing it in there. And now this one going to be sent down the far sideline and out of bounds in the direction of Patterson, who is the lone Syracuse goal scorer today.
Again, we see Coach Byrne making some late substitutions, getting some fresh legs in there. There's about 10 minutes left in this game. Maybe we have a 5 minutes injury, maybe. So he's thinking we got to get some guys with, some guys with some fresh legs. Let's see if we can push it and get that next goal.
Here's Syracuse coming up with it. This is Jacob Anderson. Anderson sends it in towards the middle. Now they drop it back to the defense here and slow things down. Now going up ahead here towards midfield. Now they work it over to the near side. This is Munsky, and Munsky puts his leg into this one, looking for Anderson. He'll try to run it down in the corner, able to keep it in, but not to one of his own players there. And here comes Chantilly. This one towards the middle of the field to Madamidola, number 9, and he'll drop it back to the newly checked in DeRue. Now over to Adrian Petrella. Petrella gets it to Perrine. Now he finds Godum. Over to Shamki. Drops it back to Israel Perrine, and he stumbles a little bit and still trying to keep possession, and then shoves his man down to the ground there. Put a forearm into Alan Kadich there.
Yeah, you see Perrine, he's fighting for that ball. There's a little hand checking going on, and then finally one big boom, and that's going to get the call every time against you.
So here comes Syracuse. This one sent just wide of the far post and out.
The sub also for Akinwumi may have been related to when we were watching. He had a couple times when looked like his knee was bothering him a little bit. Coach Perrin probably smartly get a person in there that's just 100% fresh legs, as I said before, and they would just love to close it out at 2-1, but they'd really like that extra goal just for a little breathing room.
Chantilly substitution coming off the field, number 9, Bassett Madamidola. Entering the field, number 6, Marcus Alves.
So Madamidola checks out, and coming in Marcus Aviles, number 6, will check in. Again, head coach Shabazz Perrine just getting some fresh legs out there yet again as they try to close this thing out. Syracuse will throw it in here, but time starting to run short here in the 83rd minute. And now the official over there along that far sideline.
He doesn't like something that's been going on over on the sideline. Think he's given them a warning.
And now with that, we can resume play here as Syracuse has it. This is Munsky. And now he puts some air underneath this one. Flores comes out and snares that one right at the last second there as you had Patterson flying in. That's always a dangerous thing. We saw that's how they scored their first goal. Anderson just coming in like the flash there. And
I saw that happening. I go, are we going to see a double now? Just an instant replay.
Flores said not this time. He was well aware of who was bearing down on him, so he came out there and snared that ball. And now slide tackle there, knocks that ball out of bounds.
Chantilly smartly takes the ball, kind of moves around a little, look around the field, takes another 15 seconds off.
And now they do get it in here. This is Shamke. He's going to send this one over to the far side of the field. Had some air underneath it, and now the whistle's blown. 5 minutes remaining here in this one.
I think we're going to have a do-over. Something happened over on this sideline where we're at on the throw-in. I saw the AR waving his flag like crazy, but no one saw it until the play was whistled.
Here's one. Anderson got checked from behind and knocked down by Petrella.
Petrella could play safety on the Bills, I think. That was a nice hit.
Now here comes Munsky. Munsky trying to split his way through traffic. He goes down. And this one taken by Israel Perrine. Is it over to Surafield Godum? Now up ahead, Shamke trying to evade Munsky and is able to do so. Now here goes Shamke working his way in towards the middle. Fed that one to the center. It was off target there for Diego Vides.
Vides just a little wide for him. Otherwise, he's going to have that ball, one touch it, and have a very clean shot on goal. You can see both teams now, 4 minutes left, plus injury time, but have really accelerated the speed of this game.
There's a substitution there, I believe, for Syracuse. Anderson went off and Corey Zanamo, number 59, checked in. Now here's a long pass, a little too far out in front, looking for Patterson. Instead it finds the mitts of Flores there. And now Flores sends this one in deep, and Syracuse able to come up with it here, but that one is short-lived. It's taken back by Chantilly. Now this one still loose and taken by Syracuse. Now on the foot of Mohamed Shamke. Shamke looking, has that one taken away. Here's the newly checked in Zanamo, and he hits the deck right there, but is able to pop right back up.
Oh.
A little extracurricular activity going on there.
Not quite sure what Shamke, he might have got an elbow to the face. He's getting a little talked to by the referee. He wants to knock it off. Both players pleading their case. I think fans below us, so you can hear both sides yelling that the referee isn't doing his job because he's not doing as they tell him to do.
Right.
That might mean he's doing a good job. If you got both sides mad at you.
That's usually how it goes. Here's Syracuse now to get the throw in here as time winding down. Now whistle blown once again here.
I think we have a sub coming in. Good use of the clock by Coach Perrin.
Looks like
Shamke coming out.
Yep, and he is in no hurry to make his way over to the sideline. Looks like Israel Naruka checks into the game, number 16.
Big moment here for Syracuse.
And here's the kick, kind of curling in back towards the middle. Now it's on the ground and going to be controlled by Chantilly and just sent out of bounds by Adrian Petrella. Now a corner kick chance coming up here for Syracuse. Sent in, and this one goes wide and now out of bounds here. And the horn sounds.
It looks like maybe 5 minutes of injury time.
Here we go, in play. This is Surafield Goydom. He sends this one ahead to Marcus Aviles. Now here comes Aviles. Up ahead to Russell. Now to the newly checked in Israel Naruka. He drops it back over to the other Israel Perrine. Now looking for Samuel Naruka over on the far sideline. Ball out of bounds.
And as you're calling the game, I'm going to keep my eye on that center official. We'll see what he starts looking at his clock. We'll know within seconds of him calling this game.
And that one knocked out of bounds. And result in a Syracuse throw in. There it is. Looking in the direction of Patterson. Now that one's going to be cleared out of there by Chantilly for the moment. All the way back to Munsky. Now Munsky to the far sideline off the foot of a Chantilly player. Still in possession of Syracuse. Able to tiptoe that far sideline, keep it in. Now it goes out, and possession will go to Chantilly here. Naruka to throw it in. Samuel Naruka, that is. And Syracuse able to take it right back to down low to the big man, Hassan Musa. Now here's Musa. And there's one that's sent in on Flores. Rebound is loose and cleared out of there by Chantilly. Oh.
Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous play.
That ball just rolled right just about parallel to the goal line. And no Syracuse player could get to it in time. So Flores, he's been pretty sharp today, but he got lucky there.
He got lucky there. Just a patient attack by Syracuse. Oop, we thought the game, but nope, that was church bells, the church next door.
There's Flores putting this one in play off the head of a Chantilly player. Now taken by Syracuse. They send it back over to Munsky on that far side. Now he's looking for Hassan Musa. That one is out of bounds.
Referee is looking at his watch twice now. I believe we're in the final minute. I thought the referee had some kind of special whistle that sounded like church bells.
If he does, we haven't heard it yet. And that one put in play there, but the whistle's blown.
Yellow card. You know, Chantilly's just playing their hearts out, trying to just get the ball down the field. And they're putting themselves out there and a little too much contact. But really, you can't argue with the players. Just leaves it out there, leaves everything out on the field.
Here we go, a little give and go there to start things off for Syracuse. There's one that deflects out of bounds.
Great defensive play by number 17, Samuel Naraka.
And they'll throw it in quickly here. This one is loose in the center of the field. Patterson, that's not the person whose foot you want to see it on. And now this one bounds out. Syracuse still in control here, but now Israel Naruka is just going to kick it out in the corner there. And he got a man down right in the middle of the field. I believe that's Israel Perrine, number 10.
So we'll add another minute or so on for injury time. Hopefully Perrine's okay. Trying to get up there.
And he'll hop up and walk off under his own power, favoring that right leg, but he'll try and walk that one off. Good to see him at least up and moving and able to pop off to the sidelines under his own power.
When I've seen him, I always thought one thing, that man has skinny-looking ankles. Fast, fluid, but really skinny ankles.
Here's the corner kick. This one high up in the air. There's no Syracuse players over there. Goes off of a Chantilly player and out of bounds. Syracuse will regroup here and throw it in. So on a line drive, and now popped up into the air and down on the ground. It's Russell and Munsky, and Russell going to come away with it, and he gets bulldozed over there, and now he's on his backside.
I believe that's the end of the game.
Tis indeed. So Syracuse won the half. They scored the only goal of this second half, but the two early ones from Theory Russell was all it took, and Chantilly Forever FC will hold on for the victory 2-1 here in their home opener at Coyer Field. So with that, Chantilly now moves to 1-2 on the season, lost their first two games and now pick up their first win. Meanwhile, for Syracuse, they fall to 1-1. Coming up next in this one, or after this, I should say, it is the U15 teams for both squads. So Chantilly U15 and Syracuse FC U15 will square off. But that's going to do it for us. For everybody in our broadcast crew, including my color man Paul Catrona, this is Tanner Saunders saying thank you for listening to this presentation of the UPSL here on the Buffalo Sports page.